lábẹ́ ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n dábẹ́ ilẹ̀ tán tí wọ́n bira wọn léèrè pé kí là ń bá ká.
What happens and how it affects all and sundry. We try to provide solutions to some of the things that my name is Oluwatoyi Ojemi. I'm not alone in the studio. I have super virgin Mary. Super virgin. Superwoman virgin. I never job now. They give me some. I never job. I make you don't remember. I'm telling you. I almost don't remember my name, sir. I don't remember your name. Maybe you go collect money, you make you sign. That one. Sharp to remember. There's also Dolly P here with us. How are you? I'm fine. Black and Adumarado. Black and shine. We thank God for life. We thank God that has seen us since last week till today. It's not by power, not by might, it's by His grace and mercy that we are alive. As usual, we have our teacher segment, and the laptop brings us the personality profile, where we bring in our guest at 9:30, God willing. And we want to talk about something that is challenging to everybody in society. That's the care of the aged. A time will come, you will grow old. But right now, I'm sure you have the aged around you, the elderly ones around you. So how do you take care of them? You know, some people elderly ones can be very phony. And if you're not patient, if you're not loving and caring, you will miss it, and you also miss it. So when she comes, she will throw more light. And if you have any questions, then we will ask her. On our chit-chat segment, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I saw this on somebody sent it to me. A lady that committed suicide, a blow accountant that committed suicide. And they listed so many things that probably might have led to her committing suicide. They said she was not married, she had no child, no boyfriend, lonely, depressed. But should that be should that lead to suicide? Should anything lead to suicide? Fine, the society, what is happening around, it's not only peculiar to Nigeria, it's all over the world. And whatever happens, it's not rosy. Life is not rosy. It's not a bed of rose. It's not a bed of, it will never be a bed of rose. So if you are going through whatever, I don't see for whatever reason why a human being would devalue herself or himself in whatever situation. To the extent. Yeah, there are so many things she could have done. They said she didn't have any children. Nobody knows what led to her not having children, but you could adopt. We have several children begging for someone to just come in and step up for them. She could have adopted. I have a cousin. Her only child died at age 26. The only child she had, a boy, died at age 26. And at that time, she herself was way above 50, going to 60. You know, everybody felt, where will she start from? That's the end and all that. She braced up and just walked into a veterinary hospital one day and adopted a small boy. The boy is less than 4 years. And that will keep her going, whatever situation comes up. So I really don't know. Should that lead to we committing suicide? We don't own ourselves, do we?
You see, I want to believe that a lot was going through her mind. And not having husband or children, coupled with probably maybe she does not even have any friend. No family. Because maybe no one to even check up on her. Maybe she does not even.
But is that possible?
Is it possible? You know, some people are just meant to be like that. They just want to be on their own. But they don't even want to have anything to do with anybody. Mind you, I don't want to believe that she never had any friend.
She will.
Or she never had any boyfriend. I said for like 7 years until this moment. Maybe she was jilted.
Yeah, she had the heartbreak or something.
Got heartbroken. Maybe something terrible happened to her. Maybe she even had a family. Maybe she lost all her family. Maybe nobody cared about her, looking out for her. maybe this and many other things were what she was thinking about, and she ended up, thinking that life was not worth anything for her. I had a lecturer, yes, many people out there who knew him, who remember the story, would know what I'm talking about this morning. Yes, he lost his family in a car crash in one day, and he got traumatized. I went to the hospital one day to, I took my child to the hospital. When I saw him, I ran out of the psychiatric section of the hospital. I started crying. I told people that I knew this man. He was my lecturer. And people started saying, I said I knew him. He was I was weeping, profusely weeping. I knew this man. I didn't want to mention his name. I knew this man. He was a nice man. And when I monitored the man, got to know something, I learned he lost his family in a car crash. A wife and 4 children.
I remember
in
that.
his presence.
I remember that.
But people rallied round. Colleagues, the moment he left, they took him to the hospital. He got well. The moment he left the hospital, he was reinstated back to work, and people rallied round
him.
They got him a woman, a widow, yes, for a wife. The woman came probably with her own children, things like that, and he picked up the life where he left it. And he's
Life
happy
goes
today.
on.
You see, whatever happens to us, we do not have to devalue our life to the extent of committing suicide. No, it's not. I want to believe that there is more to what happened to that lady. Maybe she didn't even commit suicide. Maybe something else happened. Maybe it was framed that she committed suicide. But the bone of contention is that we should always have people around us. Let's always call people, check up, even old friends, the ones that you feel that you have not heard from for like 3 weeks, 1 month. I appreciate calling people rather than sending messages.
Yeah.
Anybody could respond. The daughter could pick the phone and respond, as if it was your friend or your family member. Anybody could. I could even tell my daughter, okay, my phone is, a message just came in. Okay, read it. Reply. Things like that. So I always appreciate people making calls, straight, voice call. Hear that person's voice. When you hear people's voices, you know that this voice is not good. This person,
that's not how you sure self.
Yes. Then you start to ask questions. If there's a need for you to go look up or to go check up on that person, you know what to do. There was a time I was chatting up with a distant cousin of mine. She read my thoughts. She read my mood through chatting. There are ways by which we chat and things like that. And when I was chatting with her, and she was Mom, see, what's wrong with you? This is not you. Or are you the one? She was curious. And then she put a call across to me to know whether it was me that she was chatting with or not. And I think that I said, when she heard my hair, I knew it. I suspected that you are not okay. What was, we started, and she lifted my spirit again, and I was okay within a few minutes. So I believe that if she had done that, or if people had been looking out for her, if truly she was the one that committed suicide, people must have been noticing some things about her.
Yeah, they said her colleagues in the office noticed that she was depressed, and they asked her to go for help. Probably they didn't follow up for such. Maybe she eventually went for the help needed. But in such situations, when you know somebody who is passing through such a phase, you could go a mile, a step further. A step further. Have you looked for the help we talked about? If she says no and she's dragging her feet, they could go ahead and arrange one for her. Probably bring the person to the office, or just give the person her phone number. The person calls her on phone, and that could be done. And I'm even of the opinion that she could have relocated. There are times when you continue to do something in a particular way over time, over years, you get bored, you get dissatisfied, you get disinterested in so many things. So when that happens, one needs to sit back, relax, and chart another course. Look for something that is more challenging that will engage you. By the time you are through with that, you get back to your old self. So probably, maybe that was what happened. I just felt maybe she could have relocated outside the country, in a new environment, pick up her life, make friends. There was a family that, a family friend in Lagos, they had issues. The husband was retrenched, the woman was in Lagos, the man was in Port Harcourt. The man was eventually retrenched, so he moved back to Lagos. And the way in this time relationship, there is this kind of respect, love, and all that. But when you're together, that's when the wahala starts. So when they moved back together in Lagos, they had so many issues. They did a lot of counseling, a lot of preaching, a lot of whatever, talking and all that. It wasn't working. One of the woman's friends just said, why don't you change environment? Change environment. Maybe travel. And the lady was working in the bank, so she had to work with that. So why don't you just get out of the country? And eventually they did. And now, you wouldn't believe they were the ones that were having issues. So maybe a change of environment, change of job, change of even the place of worship and all that.
Maybe probably because they got the right people to talk to them.
Yes, yes.
Like you said the other time, you said those colleagues could have monitored her, kind of followed up their suggestions to her, things like that. What if they did? What if it didn't work? In such situations, somebody who stays alone,
loneliness kills faster than anything. Anything.
So I think some of them could have done much more better. Maybe moving in with her.
She maybe a roommate or something like that.
Maybe someone could have moved in with her, or probably taken her in with them, just to make sure that she's happy. Watching movies together, going to cinemas,
just not leaving her alone.
Going to malls, amusement parks and things. Amusement park is not meant for children.
No.
Adults too could go. You could see things that will make you laugh.
Oh, you will laugh.
Children
It will make you laugh.
When you see the way they push themselves and they do things, then you will laugh. Maybe, probably if she had gotten someone to take her out, have a walk, have a talk, go to eatery together, do one or two things together. Even in the office, if she's not left alone in her own office, probably this could have been averted.
Well, to me, I'm saying this in another perspective, because an incident happened years ago. Maybe she was being threatened by someone, because
that
it
she couldn't
happened.
speak out.
Yes, it really happened thing. So the lady was interested. They were questioning her, like her ex-boyfriend was talking her and telling her, I'm going to do this. So she was not allowed to move with anyone. The person was even monitoring her movement.
She was being stopped.
Even if she went to the toilet, to the kitchen, the person was like, okay, you're not in the kitchen. And so when it got to a stage, the lady has to just give up and commit suicide. So maybe that is also what happened to her. Even when people are trying to help her, she will be like, don't do this. Maybe the person is saying, if you talk to someone, I'm going to do this to you, I'm going to kill you. And
when she knew she would kill herself, why didn't she talk?
And like you said earlier, that maybe she was framed. Maybe so things like that might happen. Maybe someone will kill her and it was framed.
I think it still boils down to our value system. As a woman, when you value yourself, nobody can rubbish you. When if you have low self-esteem, it's a problem. That's number one problem. All those that threatens people, they work on the weaknesses of the victim. Now, when the victim does not have a mind of her own, they work on that. When they know she has a low self-esteem, they work on that. When they know that she doesn't have people around her, they work on that. So as a woman, as a lady, as a child, as a girl, as a boy, we should start inculcating that value. Love yourself, respect yourself. If you see somebody who is not respecting you, walk away. It takes nothing from you. Walk away, just take a walk. And if it gets to that level of being stalked or being threatened, the law enforcement agencies are there.
Speak out.
Speak out. Even if it's going to do something, speak out. Now, if you I always fear that kind of thing.
I want to be
that go to
even if she's been threatened, even if she was being threatened not to speak out or things like that, she's educated.
Happy?
She could go to work and you have your phone.
Yeah.
You could send messages to people. You could use another person's phone. Yes, to send message to people if they are monitoring your own phone. Because some people are as good as that. They would have, kind of tapped your phone and things like that, monitoring you through the internet. If that is not possible, then she could make use of other people's phones. She works with
a telecommunication agency.
So there are a lot of things that she could have done to save herself. But peradventure, she does not want to take any step further. She has really, really lost it. And when one loses it like that, it's very, very dangerous. In fact, it's a pity. She did what she did. If she truly did it, it's a pity she did that, and it's a pity it's happening. Another, a woman again is losing her life to depression. Like Tony said the other time that the colleague suggested some help to her, and maybe she did not, go in with that idea. But there are still a lot of things that they could have done. They could have made calls to her family members, people that they know with her, religious bodies around her, whether the church people or the mosque people or anybody. If she does not have neighbor, maybe she stays alone. There must be someone.
I remember years ago we had a colleague here that my director then was like, this person, why is this person always like this? What's wrong with this person? What's this and what's that? My director then made sure that the person proceeded on an annual leave. And they told the person, we don't want to see you in this facility for the next 1 month. And when we see you, we want to see you coming back hale and happy. And she went an extra mile by calling the parents of that person. That, okay, this is what is happening, this is what we have noticed, and this is the steps we have taken. We have given the person time off from the office. Let the person proceed on an annual leave. Okay, we have done our part. Please take it up from there. From both ends. And we were monitoring the person.
Exactly.
We were monitoring the person. And by the time the person came back, he was good to go.
Somebody called me some times ago that one sister like that they know, that I know very well, that the person said he was noticing some traits in her. Maybe she was sick or something. She wasn't sick. I had to go to the lady's parents, lodge complaints, and the father took it up immediately. Went to look for her, brought her back home. Working class home. The father went to her place of work. She teaches. Went to her place of work, begged them that they should release her home for at least 2-3 weeks. And the principal considered, took her back home. He said nothing was wrong with her now. They said,
nothing is wrong.
Nothing, but we heard that, and they took time. I didn't go there. I was monitoring through phone. I didn't call her. I was calling the father. How is she? And they said, yes, it was true that she was depressed somehow. She doesn't talk to people anymore. She doesn't joke. She doesn't laugh. She keeps to herself. And that was what the person that called me noticed, that she has been keeping to herself, that something is wrong with her. And for that 2-3 weeks that they stayed together, they brought back life to her, and she was okay. Till now, I think she is now a vice principal, and she jokes with people. She now laughs. She does a lot of things with people. What brought about the depression? She lost her husband. That's the only friend she had, the only confidant she believed
that she had.
There are some people like that. When they get married, they get attached
to each other.
That
and the death of one will lead to depression if not properly managed.
They were like that. So the father had to step in. Thank God for the friend that called me, and thank God for what the father did to bring her back to her senses. And you can still live your life even without your husband. You have a son. You can live your life together with the son and things like that. So we have a lot of ways by which we can help depressed people. We don't have to be looking at them. We don't have to just talk to them. We have to take action. We have to take responsibility to make sure that this person lives her normal life again.
Okay, we will take our personality profile, but please, like you have heard us say, that please, it's not a situation that is pertaining to just one person. All of us at one time or the other, we go through depression. We have something pressing us down, we have something frustrating us, we have something that, an experience that we couldn't just get out of. But then majority will just sit themselves down and say, oh my God, the way you are going, you are ready for destruction. So we call ourselves back. So please, if you are passing through any situation, yes, some people might make fun of you, make jest of you, but that's not the end of the world. Do you know you could get back on your feet and still make it in life and still make something out of your life instead of taking your life just like that? You don't own that life, it doesn't belong to you if you don't know. That's why some people who, if they are caught trying to commit suicide, they are taken to the law court and they are dealt with. So please, please, no matter the situation, yours will not be the first and it will be the last. So please, either you see somebody who is depressed or you are depressed, talk out, speak out. In speaking, you find solution. In speaking, you find help. So please, don't be ashamed. You could be somebody who is younger than you or older than you. It could be your parent, it could be a friend or whoever. Somebody said in the churches these days, in the mosques, that they don't preach about values again, they preach about prosperity and all that. I said, well, it depends on whichever church you go to. So whatever you feel is depressing you, change the environment, change that situation, and take another course. And as time goes on, you will get out of it. But please, don't take your life again. It's not in vogue again. Taking one's life is not in vogue. It's not even going to pay you on the long run. So please and please, what is happening? It's not pertaining to us in Nigeria. It's everywhere, all over the world, all over the world. And so please and please and please, we are begging, let's be our brother's keeper. I remember those days, you know, we used to usually have this, there shall be a one mummy in the area. There will be an Afro woman. That he will know when you went out, when you came in, who you moved in, what you wore and all that. As soon as the mommy comes in, Mama Lagbaja. I saw your daughter. So please, let's be our brother's keeper. John, to your law and JBO, please and please and can we commiserate with the family of the said lady? We pray that God will wipe their tears and help them in the situation.
You know what pains me most in this situation of committing suicide? You discover that most of these people are even well-to-do people. When we see someone who has not even eaten for 3 days, will not commit suicide.
But you know, even some wealth does not bring happiness. Wealth does not depict happiness. Does not bring happiness.
You're right.
Yeah. Some
The
people,
rich
yeah,
do cry,
they do cry. They do cry. The poor will be contented with himself. That, okay, she means Gary. There's no Gary. There's hope. There's hope tomorrow.
Bread and water.
There's hope. Don't worry. And
when there is life,
there is hope.
We just want to implore everybody out there, please preach to someone. Suicide is not the next thing.
Not an option, no.
It's not an option.
Not an option.
Speak out and seek for help.
All right, we'll take a short break now, and the lab will bring us a personality profile, and hopefully after that, our guests will be in their house.
Can I call you baby?
Particularly in a sector of the United States. Adichie, a feminist, has written the novel Purple Hibiscus, Half of the Yellow Sun, and Americana, the short story collection between Around Your Neck and the book-length essay We Should All Be Feminists. And most recent books are Dear E.J. Awele, or A Feminist Manifesto in 15 Suggestions. In 2008, she was awarded a MacArthur Genius Grant. She was the recipient of the Pen Pinter Prize in 2018. In 2002, she was shortlisted for the King Prize for African Writing for her short story, You in America, and her story, That Amatan Money, was selected as the joint winner of 2002 BBC World Service. Short Story Award in 2003. She won the David T. Wong International Short Story Prize 2002-2003 Pen Center Award. Her stories were also published. Her first novel, Purple Hibiscus, received widespread critical acclaim. It was shortlisted for the Orange Prize for Fiction and was awarded the Commonwealth Writers' Prize for Best Book. Adichie delivered a talk titled The Danger of a Single Story for TED in 2009. It has become one of the most viewed TED Talks of all time, having amassed over 27 million views. On 15 March 2012, she delivered the Connecting Cultures Commonwealth Lecture at the Guildhall, London. Adichie also spoke on being a feminist for TED in December 2012 with her speech, "We Should All Be Feminists." It initiated a worldwide conversation on feminism and was published as a book in 2014, which has reportedly sold 750,000 copies in US alone. She probably has received an honorary degree from every major world institution. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, one of the Africa's most celebrated and awarded writers of her age. Amanda was elected into the American Academy of Arts and Letters in March 2017, making her the second Nigerian to be given such an honor after Professor Wole Soyinka. Ngozi Adichie original and initial inspiration came from Chinua Achebe. Adichie holds 16 honorary doctorate degrees from some of the world's best universities, which includes University of Benin, Switzerland, and so on. And on 20 May 2019, Ngozi Adichie University, on 28 April 2022, she received a 16th honorary doctorate degree from the Catholic University of Louvain. This comes to the end of today's personality profile. To next week that I'll be bringing you more on personality profile. My name is Olapo George. She Forum still continues.
That's why she's sweet by the sugar. You make me so happy, oh my. You are the love of my life. Never gonna let you go, and I only wanna let you know. Baby, right by your side, I wanna spend the rest of my life. Yeah, you smart, you fine, with you I think they go.
Would allow her to talk more on what we need to do to take care of the aged people around us. Good morning, Ma. Good morning. Can we meet you, Ma?
Thank you very much. Good morning, the house.
morning.
Good morning, viewers at home. My name is Fako Lujo Adepeju. I retired as a Chief Nursing Officer at the Ministry of Health and State Family Planning Coordinator some years back. Not too far. Retired, but not tired.
Thank you very much for coming on the show once again.
Thank you.
Yes, care of the aged. There are times when we see it as a burden. A lot of people out there, especially couples, would not want to have their aged parents with them. Some people would prefer to take them to the people's home, care homes and things like that. And let me ask this question. Why is it that we don't normally want to have our aged parent with us?
Thank you very much. When we talk of aged people, we want to rate them maybe 65 and above. But many people, like the question you have asked, many people, especially maybe people with busy schedules and things like that, either on the side of the wife or the husband, they don't want to, because they need certain care, sort of care that will help in prolonging their lives, so that they'll be able to eat or reap the fruit of their labor. So, and these concerns can make some people, I won't say maybe lazy people, but people that are preoccupied with so many other things, that they feel, oh, this one will disturb me one way or the other. Then they want to maybe put their aged parents or aged people in one place or the other so that they can source the care out one way or the other. So I want to say that it depends on personality. Because some people, the way the parents have taken, we have seen people that even the parents were very good onto him or her, but at the end of the day, by the time they reach maybe like 65 and above, and they are not able to render this care, they are not able to, they are not being independent again, then it becomes difficult for such children. But we find out that some of us, many of us, we realize that we still care for our parents. I still cared for my mother until she stopped. Even the night before, sorry I'm digressing, I still fed her. I fed her maybe because I'm in the nursing line. I was able to, even that night, she's been not been accepting solids for some time. So the carer will say, Mama did not eat, Mama did not eat. But you know, somehow, she was still taking some things from me, maybe like beverages and things like that. The night before she passed, I still fed her with this my needle and syringe, this 10-minute syringe, with which I fed her with milk. She took like about, maybe before she would do one kind, that the milk would drain. But that day, my mother did not drain anything. Her bib was not wet. Her dress was not wet. And she just took it. I was even telling my husband that, Mama so much took her meat tonight too. And the following day, she passed her load. But to God be the glory. What I'm just trying to say is that it depends on the ability of whoever happens to be on the line to be able to care for these parents. Because aged parents, generally, we know that they are already, the way they are no longer as independent as we expect them to be.
No longer agile.
Yes, so we need to care for them so that they will be healthy. They will be able to, their lives will be prolonged, and then they will be able to, like I said initially, they'll be able to eat the fruits of their labor.
Thank you very much. Okay. Sorry to cut you short. There are some of them who are very, very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. Is it that they still want to be, exerting the powers that they had in their younger days as their children?
As parents, like I said, and I'm saying it again, it depends on individual differences. We have some parents that you will feed, and by the time you get back to them, they will tell the other child that they are not. Imagine, imagine somebody that has taken care of her, and then she has done so many things for her, and you have said, Mama Kileje, and she said, so such a thing, occasionally, imagine a woman or a man, I mean aged man or woman, that is doing that to a daughter-in-law. What would that daughter do? She might not be able, she will just remind Mama said she has gone, something like that. So such a thing can frustrate, but it depends on the ability of each individual. Like I said, if she has love, she has the care at us, no matter how terrible they could be. We know that we call these things senile dementia. We say, Macbeth said, second childishness and mere oblivion. Because you realize that by that time, they have become children again. So many of the things that they do, we just need to tolerate them. And in this period of this, whether the winter period, or maybe in the cold period, or the Harmattan period, in this type of tropics, you realize that whatever they do, we will not use that to harm them. We just continue to show them love. Especially those ones that have comorbidities. Maybe they have something like hypertension or diabetes or what else. You just realize that they still need this care. I remember to let hypertensive So, but there's nothing we can do, because they were the ones that took care of us when we were nothing too. If we still have the time, we talk about 0 to 5. 0 to 5 too is very independent. They have become the mamas and the babas, 65 and above, especially going to 70, like that. They have become children too. So they are independent. They are like being dependent on us. So you realize that many of these situations, individual habits, and then what do I call it? Ways that we use to take care depends on how we can cope and how we can embrace the necessary things that we are supposed to give to
To
them.
collaborate what you just said, I have a grandma very close to us. There was a day her daughter left, and when she came back, Mama said, "Mama said, not taro, it's and the caregiver was like, the only grace that saved the caregiver was Mama finished eating her food the morning and the afternoon and put the plate on her bed. The caregiver just could enter the room and carry this is for morning, this is for afternoon. Mama has to be So in such situation, we just have to be very careful. Okay, how do we now take care of this aged people, and from what age can we, like you said, 65?
Yes.
From 65 above, what are we to do to our aged parents?
Thank you. During this weather?
Yes.
Or even cold weather, or generally?
Generally.
Okay. You know, we have said it, 60, 65, we have seen 70, we have seen, it depends on how God takes care of each other, because God is the determinant of our lives. So occasionally you realize that at 80 somebody is still going to church, dancing,
Driving,
doing everything.
That's my father.
Whereas you can see 65, 70 already with debilitating health, that the health is challenged one way or the other with all this comorbidity that we mentioned. But like I said initially, it depends on the way their age or their health presents. If it's somebody that does not really need our assistance 100%, fine, we'll give them what is necessary. They will be happy, they will be doing fine, and everything will be well with them. But for those that have illnesses, we ensure that their medicines, we ensure that they see the medical people, and then ensure that their medicines are well taken care of. It's not that when it's due, they say your tablets are finished. It is not when their tablets are finished that we start looking for chemists where we want to go and buy. At least we should be buying upfront to ensure that they are not lacking, because we don't know the gap that could be there one way or the other that will affect them, that will affect the health. And by the time you think about it, it might become late. So all these things we have to do. Then if maybe during the period, because like I said, those ones with comorbidity, you realize that they are exposed to other illnesses, which means, imagine the period of COVID.
Yeah.
Remember that they were saying people with diabetes, people with hypertension and things like that can be more challenged than the other. And incidentally, most of the cases that we had off or that we lost during those periods, they are people that had some level of medical challenges that ended up. So we have to make them happy. We can take them out. We can encourage them. We can ask people to stay with them, even if they don't really need assistance in going to the toilets, to urinate, or to pass feces, or even if they are in diapers, because some people can still be in diaper, I mean the aged ones, and still be able to function well. But just because maybe they lack the control of the wheel, you just think by the time I come, I wouldn't have to, more so if you don't have a carer with them, I wouldn't want to start washing the sheets and things like that. So even if they are apart, you don't leave them alone in the house, because you realize that anything can happen at any time. So they should be able to get somebody that they can beckon and call at any time, that people will even be able to observe them. Then we ensure that they eat good food, food with balanced diet. What do we mean by balanced diet? Protein, carbohydrates, and everything in good proportion. And then we talk of fruits and green vegetables. It's very, very important, because it builds up their immunity. It helps them so that even if there's going to be any infection one way or the other, the body will be able to withstand. And even if it comes, they'll be able to overcome such infection or such challenges. So many things that and like I said, we can make them happy. But you can think, oh, mommy, mama, today is your birthday, or baba, today is your birthday, I want to buy you this. Another baba can say, no, and your mother too shame, but still, you just want to make him happy. So as much as possible, there are so many things that we can do for them that you can make them to be happy, and then they will realize and be able to appreciate the fact that we are taking care of them and they are eating, they are reaping the fruits of their labor.
You know, most times we turn them to nannies,
Okay.
even in our own homes.
Okay.
Is it proper?
It depends. Like I said initially, we said the rating. Some are very healthy. If you have a 70-year-old and is very healthy, and the granddaughter is going to somewhere, I'm sure most of them will, I'm coming, I will refer to, most of them would even feel happy to be able to take care of their children. But for somebody that is not healthy enough, she might not be in that capacity to be able to assist in such a. So if there's somebody that is not healthy enough or not really enough, because most of us we say, okay, Mufeloseko, I'm going to London, I want to go to Canada, I want to go and take care of my children. They know what they experience there. Our children know what they experience there, in the sense that to pay for a carer, they put it to calculation, and they realize that Atasha mama, Atonja mama, Atitravel mama, Atiwa Atibo mama, of what I'm going to spend. So if the mama or the baba is agile and they are able, I'm sure they will be very, very much willing. But I don't think we can really enforce them to say that come if they are not willing. If they are not willing. But if they are willing, we can still use them. To any age, we have said this. My sister said, even driving at 70, at 80. So if a father is even still driving at 80, àwọn ọkùnrin yẹn mọ bá ṣeré o tó bá ṣe tiyẹn o àwọn bàbá àti mọ bá ṣeré o. So if the father is even 80, father should drive, tó ṣì wà á jà àwọn ọ̀gá láti sọ pé ọmọ yẹn gan ò ní sunkún lọ́dọ̀ wọn. One way or the other, you just realize that wọ́n láìsí bàbá yẹn. So as much as possible, it depends on the type of individual, the setup, and the situation that comes to us.
Okay, my question is,
I kind of look like this man, but the year that this man died, the mother.
Willing, my opinion,
Your opinion, our opinion counts.
thank you.
Of law, judiciary, economy, trade, education, security, limits, issues on OSBC FM in the UK. Today's platform to be done.